Hello friends, good afternoon. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. Topic for today's study is Introduction to Accounting. Let me introduce first of myself to you. I am CA Jeena Agrawal. Now let's begin with our class. Okay, yeah. So in this lecture, what all we are going to study today? First of all, we are going to understand the introduction. What is accounting basically? And what is the meaning and the definition of accounting? Here for exam purpose, I would like to guide you that you should learn by heart also one or two definitions. We will come to that slide, and advantages and disadvantages, objectives, functions of accounting, what are the different branches of accounting. For example, we have financial management and cost accounting, like that way. And who all are the users of this accounting? What are the various systems of accounting and bookkeeping and accountancy, and what is the difference between them? Okay, so in case you have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe my channel. First topic which we need to understand, that what is accounting? Accounting is basically an art. Accounting is also a science. And in this, we do the recording, classification, and summarizing. So let us understand first from a layman's point of view. What do you understand by accounts? Let's talk about, say, from the point of view of a student. If the student is given some money, say 5,000 rupees are being given to you by your parents because you're studying in some other city. So you spend it, and after that you keep a record of it, how much you received, how much you have spent, what is the balance left with you. So that is also kind of account, that is also kind of record which you are keeping and which you may later on review, or which you may give it to your parents. So that is also some raw kind of account. So if the same work is done for a big business unit or a small business unit, then we will say it is accounting. So in accounting, what all things you must have commonly heard, that the journal is prepared, ledger is prepared, profit and loss account statement, balance sheet. So all this work is done in accounting. So in accounting, these are the various important things which we usually do. First of all, record. We are going to write it. Write it on a piece of paper in your account book or in your laptop or in your software or whatever. You are going to record. Then you are going to classify it into different similar kinds of heads. Then we will do the summarization. And all these things can be done only if the things can be represented in terms of money. So friends, here this is very important, that it should be measurable with the measuring rod of money. For example, there is 5,000 rupees chairs are being purchased. So you can write it down in your accounts. But if you say wooden chairs are purchased, so that won't be recorded. So it should be measurable in terms of money, and only financial characters things are being recorded in accounting. Here also it is important. Let's say there is a death of the manager of the business unit, but it is not a financial character incident. So it won't be recorded in the books of account, though it may lead to a lot of loss and prospective loss of business to the businessman, but it won't be recorded. But suppose there is a loss by fire of one machine of only 2,000 rupees. That will be recorded here because that loss can be quantified, it can be measured, and it is of financial nature. And after that, in accounting, not only these recording, classification, and summarization is done, we also need to interpret the results, that in future, what decision has to be made. So this is a composite definition. This definition is given by American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. You need to learn this definition, or you may follow any other author or any other good definition and learn it for your exam point of purpose. Now the next thing is, which we are going to discuss, that what are the characteristics of accounting. First of all, identification. We need to understand, we have to identify what will be recorded and what will not be recorded. For example, I told you the financial aspect will be recorded, not non-financial aspect won't be recorded. Second thing, It should be measured in terms of money. For example, the qualitative aspect won't be recorded, only the monetary aspect will be recorded. Now, recording has to be done. In future, in our upcoming classes, we are going to learn how to make the journal, how to make the ledger, and in that we will learn how this recording and classification is being done. Summarizing basically means preparation of final accounts. Final accounts means profit and loss account and balance sheet. And then the analysis and interpretation will be done. The interpretation will be done from the owner point of view, whether the business is going on well or not, whether he should shut down or whether he should expand his business, some more products should be added. Like that way, various interpretations, various decision making, the management, the owner will do. And after that, in the last step comes is the communication. So the results of the account are to be communicated to the various users. Who are the various users? That we will study in coming slides. Now you have understood what is accounting. You are recording, you're classifying, but why do we do it? What is the need of it? What is the objective of your accounting? So first objective is that we need to have the accounting records. For example, you started a business with 10 lakh of rupees. So you want to know after 6 months where that 10 lakh has gone. So for that, you need to maintain the record. You want to know the financial position, whether the position is becoming better or it is becoming worse. So you need to determine the financial position. And in order to determine that financial position, we have to make the accounting. You want to know the profit and loss. We want to help the management. The users want to know what is happening in your accounts. For example, there is a creditor who has given you loan of 2 lakh of rupees. So he wants to know whether your business is progressing or not, whether he will get his interest or not, whether he will get back his principal or not. So for all these purposes, there are various users. Government is interested in your business because government has to collect the taxes. So for all these things, accounts are to be prepared. And whatever are your business assets, they are also to be protected. Now let's come to functions of accounting. First of all, the main function is that it wants to do the systematic recording. It wants to prepare the financial statements. The government wants that you have to make your profit and loss and balance sheet. You have to submit your returns. Maybe it is income tax return or GST return or wealth tax return, or as per various countries, their laws may be different. So accounts are to be prepared in order to submit it to the government. It will assist the management. Management has got various functions to do. It is supposed to do purchase of goods. It is supposed to do sales of goods. So there are so many things. So accounting will work as an assistant to the manager. And then the financial information is to be communicated. So now, what are the advantages of accounting? First of all, it will give you the financial information. For example, lastly, I told you that the student is making a record that he received 5,000 rupees. So what has happened to that? So that record will help the student, it will help the parents, and they can future decide whether the amount has to be increased or decreased or saved. In the same way, in the business, when the financial information is available, it will help the owner. Secondly, it will replace your memory. Replace your memory. In a big business, there may be 1,000 transactions which is taking place in a day. So is it possible to keep in your mind? No, you cannot keep all things in your mind. So you need to note it down. Then comparative study. This is a very important field. This is a very important topic, that you are doing the comparison of your own business, say across 5 years, across 3 years, across 10 years. So for doing this comparative study also, accounting is helpful. In order to pay the taxes from your accounts only, you will come to know what is the profit, how much tax has to be paid. And in court of law, if there is any litigation, if there is any dispute with anybody, again, this will help you as a evidence. Suppose the business does not work well, and after a few years you need to sell the business. How will you find out what is the value of the business? How much lakhs or crores or thousand you will receive? So that work can be done only by accounting, that how much assets are there, how much cash, bank, machinery, stock, and if they are sold, what should be the sale value. Suppose you become insolvent. God forbid that this may not occur to anyone of you or your business, that you become an insolvent. What do you mean by insolvent here? It is important to understand. If a person is not able to pay his dues, his debts, his liabilities, then he's told that he's insolvent. In such scenario also, accounts will only help you, they will only guide you. For all types of business entities, partnership companies, accounts is going to help you. So now we have seen the positive side of accounting. Now let us also see what is the negative side, what is the dark side, what are the limitations of accounting. First of all, it is possible that it may not be exact. Yes, it is very much possible. Uh, for example, let's say there is a machine which is being purchased and I'm doing recording depreciation at the rate of 9%, you are recording at the rate of 10%, so it may not be exact. So in order to cater to this need, various accounting standards are being made so that a uniform method of depreciation is being followed. So, but in a raw form, if you are making the accounts only for your own self use, you are not submitting it anywhere else. So, the rate of depreciation might differ. The method of depreciation might differ. So, accounts may not be exact. Sometimes it may be unreal. Let's say I will say my goodwill is of 5 lakh rupees, but in actually my goodwill is only of 3 lakh rupees. So, sometimes it may be unreal. Then it doesn't give importance to qualitative aspects. What does this mean? For example, previously I told you that the death of manager has occurred. So that manager only was controlling all your business. He knows all the ins and outs. But now he's no more. So that will affect your business heavily, but it is not being recorded. So that is also a bad side of accounting. Sometimes there are price level changes. They are also not recorded in accounts. Sometimes, or I should say many times these days, many people are doing window dressing. Now, what is this term window dressing? Window dressing means that in order to make it attractive, in order to give a goody side, good picture, the things are being manipulated. So in accounts also, this might be done. For example, the balance sheet is prepared on 31st March. So on 31st March, you will collect money from many people and you will display in your balance sheet that I have taken loan from so many people, and because they have given me loan, they have given it only because my goodwill is good and I am planning a new venture, and you will make your balance sheet quite good. I hope you guys are with me and you are able to understand me. And if you want me to make some other videos, you can let me know. And if you have any doubts, please write down in the comment section. I will surely reply you. And please stay connected. Now, the next thing is that how many branches of accounting do we have? First is financial accounting, cost accounting, and management accounting. Now, what does these three terms mean? Now, let us see that. Financial accounting is what we are going to study in class 11th. Other parts will not come in your course as such in class 11th or 12th, or maybe in graduation as well. In financial accounting, all this classification, summarization, communication of accounts means all this journal, ledger, cash book, your trial balance, all these things and your balance sheet, they all come under the head of financial accounting. We try to find out what is the financial position. We try to find out what is the profit and loss account. All these comes under financial accounting. So now what comes under cost accounting? In cost accounting, basically it is important for factories or manufacturing concerns where they try to find out that suppose a pen is being manufactured, or let's say a mobile is being manufactured. So what is the cost of that mobile? What is the cost of one piece of mobile? And if 1,000 pieces are made, what will be the cost? Marginal costing, standard costing, process costing, operation costing, all these are various branches of cost accounting. Now this is most important, that is management accounting. Earlier this was not there. Since last many years it has been evolved. In management accounting, what we do, that whatever are the results of financial accounting, whatever is your profit and loss, whatever is your balance sheet, that is being utilized. And from there they do the decision making. whether a particular process should be incorporated, one more factory should be opened, one branch should be closed. Whatever crucial decisions are being taken, they are done under management accounting. Now, this is very important. Many times we hear people saying, what is bookkeeping, what is accounting, whether they both are same or they both are different. And from exam point of view also, this is an important topic, that what is bookkeeping and accountancy and how are they correlated. So first of all, let us understand that bookkeeping is a shorter term, accounting is a larger term. Accounting will include bookkeeping. In bookkeeping, only few specific things are being done. We measure the transaction, we measure it in monetary terms, and we record and classify them. Whereas in accounting, summarizing of all these events is also to be done. So it is important to understand that bookkeeping is a part of accountancy. Now, while we are making the accounts, we need to have some information. Here, it is also important to understand, maybe most of you might be knowing that what is data and what is information. Data will be the raw thing. Many things are being given to you, but information will be only that much part which is significant to you, which is useful to you, and which you will further use. So in accounting information, what all qualities should be there, so that from that information we can prepare our books of account. First of all, it should be reliable, that we can trust on it, that information is correct and we will use it. It should be relevant. Important information has to be highlighted, not some small meager information. So relevance has to be there. It should be understandable, so that then only the user can take a decision out of that information, out of that account. And it should be comparable. Means similar things, similar base, similar consistency is being followed, so that it can be used. Now, the next topic which we have to study is users of accounting. Now we have learned what is accounting, what is definition, what are the merits, demerits. Now let us see who uses this accounting. So the users can be external as well as internal. In external users, the banks will come. Bank has to give you a loan. You have applied for it. So first thing the bank will ask, give us 3 years of balance sheet, give us 3 years of profit and loss account, give us your project report. So all these things will be done in accounting, and that will be used by the banks. Similarly, investors, if suppose I want to invest in your business, so I will ask the whereabouts, I will ask your accounts. Based on that, I will take my decision. Future investors, potential investors, similarly the creditors. If I have to buy something from you on credit, so you will say that first of all, let me know what is your background, what are your accounts, what is your past position. Similarly, the government will use our accounts, the students, the researchers, they will use our accounts, public at large will use our accounts, the consumers want to know that the product which they are consuming, what is going to happen with that product, whether in future also they will get this product, or in future this product will be stopped coming to the market if there are any continuous losses. So the consumers are as well interested in my books of accounts. Coming to the internal users within the organization, the owner is interested because he wants to know that the money which he invested, what is happening to that, whether he's earning profits or not, and what the competitors are earning, that percentage and my percentage, what is the ratio, what is the difference. The management is interested, the employees wants to know whether their job is secured or not, whether they will get salary hike or not. All these things depends upon the accounts, depends upon the current position. The workers are interested to know. Now, this is an important topic, whether accounting is an art or it is a science. So friends, here it is important to understand what is science and what is art. In science, we can say there is a cause and effect relationship. It is a systematized body of knowledge. So since all these things are present in accounts, in our future lectures, we will learn what are the rules of debit and credit. So it is a specific science. So I can say that accounts is a science. In the same way, accounts is also an art. Why? Now let us understand what is an art. Art is a place where you can use your creativity, where you can sometimes use your own personal decision and apply it. So in accounts also, there are some places where you will use your own personal decision. The accountant will apply his own reasons, logics, judgment, and then do it. So I can easily conclude that accounts has the qualities both of an art and of a science. Now, friends, how many types of system are there in accounting? Basically, we talk about only two systems. One is double entry bookkeeping and the second is single entry system. In double entry system, there are two aspects, debit aspect and credit aspect. So both the aspects are recorded. So then that is known as a double entry system. It is a very scientific system. It is a complete system, and we can close our books of account. We can make our profit and loss and our balance sheet. And this is the system which is commonly widely used. And in whatever accounting you are also going to study, in all those things, majorly you will find only double entry bookkeeping system. Second one is a single entry system. It is quite uncommon now. It is an old system and it is unscientific because it records only one aspect, that only the personal accounts and only the cash accounting is done. So with the help of the single entry, we cannot prepare our P&L, we cannot prepare our balance sheet, we cannot do our decision making. So friends, that's all for the today's lecture. And I hope you liked it and I hope you have understood it. If there are any doubts, you may please put it in the comments or you may email me. I will surely like to attend to it. And do subscribe my channel. Have a good day. Thanks a lot.